Hi, everyone. Welcome back and happy Friday. All right, guys, we're getting into the weekend. I just did a live with Kendrick Tucker and also Emily Hanks from, she's speaking with Emily Hanks and also I Can You Not. So it was so good. I hope you guys are a part of the replay crew, but also I said in that too, I had my cats rub against my face and I'm sorry. This is the face that you get today. I can't get rid of them. People always ask me, why do you keep them if they're going to affect you this way and you're allergic? And I'm like, because there are babies and we've had them for 11 years. I just didn't anticipate them falling asleep next to me. Now, with that, we have some Bethenny Frankel, Gia Giudice, and more to talk about. Before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And I want to start right here. Thank you to Bravo and Cocktails. I don't know if you guys saw this. I wanted to share it and I wanted to kind of open up the conversation. Bethenny is clapping back at Gia once again. She said, I made my first million before I even knew who Gia Giudice was. So forgive me if I'm not taking financial lessons from the daughter of a walking tax case study. When your mom and stepdad owe nearly $3 million to the IRS, the smartest move might be to stay quiet. Or at the very least, don't go online teaching others how to manage their money. I don't have a PhD in economics, but I do have a multi-million-dollar company, clean finances, and the good sense to call a lawyer before I call a stylist. So if Gia needs a mentor, I'm available as long as she brings a calculator and an actual tax return. Now, I was looking at this and I'm like, what is going on? And I didn't know. First of all, I know that Bethenny, by the way, Bethenny took the first shots at Gia. And, well, I mean, kind of. Bethenny took the first shots at Teresa and Louis, and then Gia chimed in. And I think that that didn't work out in Gia's favor. But it's at this point, I'm looking at it and I'm like, is she wrong? No. Your family is not clearly doing the best with their finances. I think that's public knowledge. Um, and you're sitting there, and Gia went on her episode. She used this for a podcast episode of Casual Chaos, her new podcast. And she decided to be like, oh, well, actually, like Bethenny, I hope that the $1,000 was worth the TikTok that you made. But if you're a mother and a daughter, like, I hope that nobody ever does that to you. She was sticking up for her mom. I get what she was doing, but I also get what Bethenny is saying when she says your family is not the most financially literate family. And even though you're defending them, which is what you do as a family, it doesn't mean that you're right. Yeah, I got that. I guess in this sense, my question is whose side are you really on when it comes down to the Bethenny and Gia of it all? Because at the end of the day, it seems like a lot of people are defending Gia, but I don't think what Bethenny is saying is wrong. I think that Bethenny makes a lot of really valid points. I just do. But hold on. Now, on top of that, this came out. Bethenny Frankel had some remarks again on Gia, and she literally, I said everything that she said. But Anna from the Real Housewives of Miami, she ended up defending Gia, and she said, there's something deeply unsettling about watching grown women with enormous platforms use them to belittle young women who are simply defending their families. Gia Giudice didn't claim to be a financial expert. She wasn't giving a TED talk on taxes. She was standing up for her mom. And yes, we know you built an empire. You made money, launched products, and even tried to spearhead a movement for exploiting reality stars. Your reality reckoning started with the subtly, of a freight train and ended with the impact of a damp power table or damp paper towel. Damp paper towel. Oh, they didn't even. Okay. If I were Bethenny, I'd give her the same advice that she dished to Gia. Probably best to remain quiet at this point. Yeah, well, there was a lot of support from the Giudice family and Bravo stars. Teresa commented, thank you for having my daughter's back. You are so on point with a bunch of hearts. And Gia said, thank you. so much. I appreciate you saying this. Perfectly said. And Jennifer Aiden said, so well said. So people are defending Gia in this moment, and people feel like, listen, she's not claiming to be some financial expert. She is simply defending her family. And Bethenny saying, okay, girl, if you're going to clap back at me, then you better, if you're going to come for this B and you're going to take a shot, you better not miss. She has always said that. She has always maintained, if you're going to sit there and you're going to go in on me, then you better make sure that you can back that up, because if you can't back that up, then we have a bigger issue. So Gia, also, by the way, I did want to kind of chime in on this too. A lot of people say, well, this is somebody's daughter. Well, Bethenny is somebody's daughter. Now Gia Giudice is 24 years old. You are grown enough to be able to dish it. You have to be able to take it. And now you put yourself on a new reality show, Next Gen NYC, that premieres on June 3rd. So if you're putting yourself out there and you're getting into the mix, and you're also chiming in on conversations that have everything to do with your family, but nothing to do with personally just yourself, and she claps back, you open the door too. She opened the door, you walk through it, and now you're getting a bigger reaction. And until one of you guys stops, it's not going to stop. That's just that. But, you know, here we go. On top of that, I did want to share this as well. Hold on.
He is far more invasive than adult entertainment. And I'm having sex with people, you know what I mean? And it's like, that is much less invasive to me than some of the things that I have been behind the camera for, filming for these shows.
What were the moments where you questioned your own integrity?
It felt like I was walking her into a firing squad, you know, like we were walking the green mile to her execution.
I have the chills.
I was thinking like, holy shit. And it's like, is this all right? On national television,
I know.
I think is pretty unacceptable and disgusting.
Well, no one said anything. It's like someone's bleeding on the side of the road and no one said anything. So does anyone bear that responsibility?
And honestly, the only people that would have a problem with what I said in that video are the people who are perpetuating the toxic culture that I speak of.
Wow.
You know, I did get one call from someone that was trying to steer me in the opposite direction. The first words out of her mouth after saying hello were, so is it just these 2 videos then, or is there more to come?
What are the biggest moral dilemmas you faced doing reality television?
Reality.
Or is there more to come? When he did the British accent, it makes me wonder, is that Lisa Vanderpump? Because he did also say Patrick McDonald. If you guys have not seen him, he did say that he was a producer on Vanderpump Rules. I'm curious how this is going to play out. But guys, please, by all means, give me your opinions. That's what I want, especially with this specific conversation to Gia and Bethenny, because it seems like a lot of Bravo celebrities are leaning in Gia's favor, but then it seems like a lot of the audience is kind of like, yeah, Bethenny, we see what you're saying. So it does feel like a very well-balanced, like mixed group of emotions that are chiming into this conversation with a mixed group of opinions. I don't even know what's happening at this point. I'm just like, where do we go from here? So I want to hear all of the opinions, all of the things. Guys, pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And also, don't forget that we have decided to launch our own platform, upandadamlive.com. You can go to upandadamlive.com and you can join our email list. That way you're the first to know. Sign up. And yeah, we can't wait to share with you exactly what we have coming your way. In the meantime, I think I'm going to take some Benadryl and an Advil and get rid of the red eyes, because we can't do this. No more. No more for the allergic reactions. Love you guys. We'll see you soon. Bye, guys.